Welcome back to the Maturity Project. I'm your host, Chad Everett Broshears. Maturity Project's about 8 different areas of maturity. Now, with that, it's how you address the areas of life that you might neglect that will rob you of the experience of having a fulfilling life. So, with that being said, there's plenty of the videos that I've created so far that you can look into and learn a lot more about this. But today's conversation is going to be it's intended to be a short one. And that is about what's driving this. It's about the purpose of the work that I'm doing. And I'm devoted to making a difference in this life. I have foregone opportunities that would create a predictably stable income and things like that, and could bring a great degree of joy to somebody's life. It's just not the path that I've chosen to walk. I want unity. I don't want conformity. I want unity. You know, in the sense of what I mean by I don't want conformity is I don't want everybody to be the same. I prefer that we do bring our unique differences to the table and we really continue to accumulate the mass of reality. Because reality is just so incredibly large. No one individual seems to have the ability to perceive it all. Uh, Even when you look at Buddhism, Buddhism is the what they teach as far as like what it's like to basically the Buddha is reincarnated many times until it reaches the status of being the Buddha, right? So it's different life experiences that accumulate, and you're reincarnated through different trials and tribulations in life and different species, and different people, until you reach that point of absolute enlightenment, and then you're the Buddha. No, that's the concept behind it overall, and it's really talking about the different experiences of reality and what it takes to finally get to the point you ascend. And that's looking at it from the Buddhist perspective. I have studied a great degree of different religions throughout the world. I'm not an expert at them. I just had a significant degree of interest and curiosities. And it really continued to come back to what is my purpose driven life? And what are all of these stories about? And everybody seems to have their own piece of what reality is. The most fulfilling experiences that people seem to report, and my own experiences as well, have been with collaborating with other people. It's always with somebody else involved. I have my own personal opportunities and growth, but even with that, it's always involving other people. We're in a heightened state of separation and division right now as our country nears the 2024 elections. And I find that the majority of the things that are separating us is what we're being told we should be separated by, and not what we really feel that we should be separated by. We're being told how we should feel, things like that. It's truly disheartening to think that people would dislike or hate somebody for reasons that aren't really their own experiences of that person. So I'm making the video today to really make a declaration for unity. I want to see us all come together. I want to see us all work on common goals that help us all find the wonderful opportunities that are available to us in this lifetime that don't require that we stand on somebody else's back to get there, but we can stand on their shoulders because they've offered us the opportunity, and then we can therefore do the same thing for them to bring our shoulders to their opportunity so they can stand on ours. We can do this together. I want that, and that's what I'm doing. I'm willingly putting myself out there and putting out this education that I've been developing without the fear of it being taken or stolen, bastardized, chastised, and things like that. This is my lifetime intellectual baby, if you will. Now, the Maturity Project is something that is the accumulation of all that I've ever done in my life, and I want to make a difference. So I'm driven for that. I'm going to have all kinds of setbacks, and there's a lot of things that are, obvious. My production values are low. My conversations are limited to speaking into a camera and a microphone with no one else present. Trying to create something that makes a difference for the people that follow this channel, because I love you. I do. Now, what that love is, by definition for me, is that I accept you for who you are and who you're not, and I want to see the best for you. It's a love that a father brings. And I'm not saying I'm your father. I'm extending the experience of loving my child and bringing that to this. I want to see the best for you. I'm limited in my life's experience, and that's why I make the plea to the community. Why I say, put your comments in the comment section. Show, the community who you are, because I'm limited in my experiences. And I want to bring out the best for everybody. And to do that, I want to bring out the best in you, so you are so proud and so incredibly devoted to who you are that you become your own unstoppable force in your life. This is not about fulfilling my dream as much as it is about fulfilling yours. There's 8 areas of maturity that I've identified that I teach about. I'm not here to give you advice. I'm here to just offer insights. They are different. I want you to have the best, and I want to experience the best for myself as well. And my method to accomplish this is through the community. We can have incredibly different worldviews, but we can figure out how to work together. We don't need to be righteous, but sometimes that righteousness will take down walls. It may need to be a barrage to take down those walls, is what righteousness brings to it. It's not the Trojan horse approach, which is accept this gift that's really not a gift until I can infiltrate your fortress. I don't want that. I want you to know who I am as I approach. And I want to know who you are as you do as well. We have the ability to create something great, but in this moment, you have to be the one to choose that for yourself. If somebody else is telling you you should be upset about something, question whether or not that's a friend. If somebody else is telling you how you're supposed to respond to something, question whether or not that person is your ally or your friend. We're surrounded by people that feel like they're entitled to tell you your opinion because they don't know any better themselves, because they're a replication of what they're consuming themselves. I don't want that. I want to have genuine connection with everyone. I want to be able to experience your success through your stories and through the way that you can actually give something to the community. And I'm not saying money. I'm not saying enabling of anything giving to the community. I'm not an advocate for that. Don't go around and give homeless people money if that money be spent on things that are their vices that keep them in the homeless position. Your empathy is not your chains to another person. If you feel that you want to help somebody, figure out what they need. And it's not the fix. It's something else. If you don't have that capacity, find people that do and support them in that process. Because the people that need help will know and will ask for help. That is true for everything. You can't make somebody change their life. You can inspire. Making someone change their life is the same as like making someone quit smoking. They just do it behind your back. And they come up with new mechanisms to make their life experience work for what they're attached to. People are they're addicted to things like even dating. People are addicted to dating. It's actually fascinating. They're addicted to bad relationships or the chaos that comes from relationships, as there's payoffs to it. There's so many things that people have because we've drifted so far from a moral compass. We've gotten to a righteous compass that's associated with all kinds of things that just are narcissistically centered. They're selfish. They're in the uh, antisocial personality disorder traits, and we're being rewarded for it. You go online and it doesn't take long on any of the social medias to find people tearing another person down to gain some degree of benefit. This person that I've been dating is such a narcissist piece of, and I'm like, I said, and I go, the qualifying values that are trait related for narcissism, you're exhibiting some of them yourself. How culpable are you in that relationship? What's your responsibility in that of what you created? And now you have the audacity to come out and get a cathartic release by complaining about them on social media so that you can get a moment to feel good about yourself? Is it because you saw a success model from somebody else doing that and they have a following that you admire and they go on and they talk trash about people, or they gym shame people because they're guys working out in the gym and it's a girl that thinks they're being stared at, or whatever variations out there? You know, we're in such a tailspin of destruction. We have to turn this ship, and it's in ourselves. We have to do that. So I've created 8 areas to address to start putting people on a path that is unique to them, because I can't tell people how to live their life. That's not my job. And for the majority of the people that have the authority to tell people how to live their life, they're in it for their own reasons. They're not in it for that. There's so many. Now, I'm not saying that's a completely, inclusive to everybody that's in that. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that there are a lot of people that we have entrusted with our authority. We've given them authority over us, and they have abused that power. I'm bringing my life to this, and I am telling stories about my life's experiences and the lessons that I've gained through this, because I want something great for you. I'm not doing it to glorify. Some of these things I share, they're downright absolutely embarrassing. Wait till I get into talking about my digestive condition I developed in my 20s that I'm still dealing with because it's a chronic condition. And the embarrassment that came from that. Wait till I get into that. Yeah. You're talking about not looking good, and dealing with something that sucks, and at some point in time will likely take my life. I don't care. I am getting rid of the look good about this shit that life has, because I want to make a difference. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. I'm not going to tell you how to vote. I'm not going to tell you anything like that. I'm going to share with you some things, and I'm going to give you some insights, and I'll connect dots, and I'll put things together in such a way that you can make the life that you want for yourself. But you will have to give things up, but you will choose to do that. And I will not tell you what to give up. You will identify it in yourself, what you have to give up in order to create the life you want. We have the ability to create anything. We have the greatest country in the world to do this in. Don't let all of this go by sitting in the numbness of, if you want to call it the Matrix, fine, call it the Matrix. You're unconscious to what's happening around you because you're caught up with the things that really don't even matter. The majority of people are. They think and feel because when they turn the TV on, that's where they get that download of information. I find it condescending to tell me how I should feel. I find it insulting to tell me that I should feel a certain way about somebody because they told me to. I didn't get along well in high school when it came to that either. Sit around and you have the cool kids talking about other kids, and you hear it and you start to feel some sort of emotional inflection towards it, and then you're like, and then you see the person and you're like, screw it, I'll talk to them. I'll interact with them. And then all of a sudden you realize that person's not who you're told they were. Yeah. That's the way that I see things. And I'm not coming to this with a righteousness. If you're wanting to wake up and create the life you want, this is the channel for you. If you want to make something significant in your life, this is it. This is a avenue for you. There's other people out there that have it too. I mean, but you have to be able to decipher exactly what it is. I am currently working on some of the base level things that are necessary to create to create the most impactful experience and the most fulfilling life. I am working on a relationship course right now that goes over a lot that will make a difference, because it puts your ability to create, you're the architect of your relationships. The majority of us just wing it, or we do what we've inherited in relationships from wherever you got it from. Most of the time it's our parents, but you can get it from other people too. But you do some sort of inherited version. I'm creating that. Why? Well, relationships are so important to us. They take up a lot of our time. A lot of our time. If you're lonely, how functional can you be? If you're dissatisfied, what is your mood like on a regular basis? How do you interact with people? Do you get desperate? Do you get frustrated? Everybody has their own unique way of dealing with being lonely. If you're dating people that you keep finding that seems to be the wrong person, how much of your life does that take up? That education actually does have a category called power couple, but you don't have to have that. It's just, if that's what your desires are, it'll teach you how to create the base level of that. You need to build it yourself. It just gives you the foundation to build from. So I'm putting that together. There's other things I'm working on, but right now that's it. The next course after this will almost certainly be Know Your Worth course. And that's for people that have gone through something that really makes them question themselves and their value in this life. And how do you assess your own worth and put something in your foundation about who you are? That's coming too. I'm not telling you that I am 100% right about everything, but there are people that I'll appeal to that will work for them. You may be more advanced than what I'm able to bring to the table right now, and that's perfectly fine. And you can be one of the people that contribute to this by reaching out, because this will grow with me. It's the community that is going to make this thing grow. And when you understand more about the Maturity Project and what it stands for, it'll make sense why I make that statement. This needs to exceed my lifetime. This needs to be something that really does touch people's lives. And it has to be safeguarded too, which is a conversation for another time. But just for now, it's create the community. Come join us. Be a part of this. Either subscribe to the channel and learn from it, which no matter who you are, you'll learn something from this. And that's just because I learn from everybody as well. You just have to have an open enough mind to learn. But have enough restrictions and skepticism to keep the lines on the parachute, if you will. Because without the strings on the parachute, it's just a piece of fabric floating in the wind. And whoever was depending on that thing to save their life, it ain't working. Right? You got to have something to restrict it enough, but have an open mind. That's what they say, by the way. If your mind is not open, you want to have an open mind, but don't have it so open that, there's, like a parachute, right? You want to have enough restriction to an open mind that at least it's capable of catching the wind and preventing you from smashing into the ground. So don't have it too open, but you want to have it open enough, right? You don't want it closed, because it's like a parachute again. Closed mind's like a closed parachute. It won't save you anything, and you're doomed with it. So same thing with too open of a mind. So I won't belabor you too much more than that, but it's a thought to hold on to, so consider it. That is something, by the way, that I have heard my entire life. Chad, you make people think. Because that's what I do all day long, every day, all the time. And I question myself about everything too. It's something that I take a great degree of joy in, is just thinking. Enjoy the life. So, all right. Share this video with the people in your life you want to make a difference with. Be the prime mover of your life. Be that person. You are capable of making significant change in this life. You'll inspire people you didn't even know you're inspiring. And it feels amazing when you realize that. Join me in that feeling as well. Share this video. Get it started. Subscribe if you haven't already. Encourage other people to join the community. Comment in the comment section. I love getting it from you guys. Join in. Okay? All right. Till next time, I'm your host, Chad Everett Brochures. This is The Maturity Project. Remember, the path to hell is paved with good intentions. You don't need to take it there. You can interrupt it now and start laying the bricks to get you to the heaven that you want to create, the utopia we can all enjoy. Be the difference. Don't preach for the difference. And finally, we grow through what we go through. Let's get up to something. Let's get up to it together. Let's go. See ya.